Hello, and welcome to this installment of Final Fantasy XIV Online, Bunny Boy Bob's Big Adventures in Eorzea. And as you know, Bob is a summoner to be, currently an arcanist, and he has traveled from his home state of Limsa Lominsa and is now visiting Gridania. In our last episode, we did get to complete the Valentino Day event and was able to get some nice goodies for our chocobo once we reach that. Technically, we're only one level away from getting our chocobo, but at the current level, we're only level 15 in the storyline, so we got a little ways to go and complete all this before we can get our newfound friend, chocobo, traveling companion kind of guy. So let's go ahead and come over here to the Silent Conjurer, because that's where we need to be to continue on with our little adventures here. You are the Lominsian envoy. Begging your pardon, sir, but might I inspect the missive you bear? Yes, here it is, right here. Verily, this is the seal of the Admiral of Limsa Lominsa. Please, come with me.
So you are the Lominsan envoy. And an adventurer besides. The realm owes much to you and yours. On behalf of our fair nation, I bid you welcome. Please. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Khan-e Senna, Elder Seedseer of Gridania, and leader of the Order of the Twin Adder, our nation's grand company. I understand you bear a message from the Admiral.
A remembrance service for the fallen of Carthano. To think that 5 years have already come and gone. It seems like only yesterday that the Garlean Empire attempted to seize all that we hold dear. Rising in resistance, the city-states of Eorzea formed the Grand Companies and joined hands in alliance. But unbeknownst to us, the Garleans sought not to best us in battle, but moved instead to enact a terrible plot, the Meteor Project, by which the lesser moon, Dalamond, would be torn down from the heavens to annihilate all life below. In a desperate bid to save the realms from certain destruction, our foes marched for the Cartano Flats, and there met the Fifth Imperial Legion. Or is that the 5th Imperial Legion? Oh, 7th, actually. 7th Imperial Legion, because it's a VIITH. More bloody a battle I have never seen, and would never wish to see again. Yet the carnage was but a prelude to the atrocity which followed. For despite our best efforts, Dalamond continued its descent, and from it emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who proceeded to rain fire upon Eorzea. The 7th Imperial Legion was consumed in the blink of an eye, while our own forces fared a little better. That any among us were spared defies explanation. All seemed sure to perish. As the flames converged upon us, I prepared myself for death, only for a brilliant light to envelop me, relieving me of my senses. When at last I awoke, Bahamut was gone, and the land which had but moments before been aflame now seemed to me a place unknown, not simply ruin, but changed. Archon Louisoix may well have been able to shed light upon these mysteries, but he, like so many, never returned from Carteneau. And so we were left with countless questions and no prospect of an answer. Yet such matters did not long occupy our thoughts, for we had far graver concerns. The calamity, as the devastation wrought by Bahamut has come to be known, laid our nations nigh to waste. And to this day we struggle to rebuild our lives and homes. To compound matters, the beast tribes continue to summon their primals, while the empire encroaches upon our borders, consolidating its foothold in Eorzea. The outlook, in short, is bleak. In the wake of the calamity, it has been all each nation could do to nurse its own wounds. Yes, if we are to weather the coming storm, we must needs stand united once more. A remembrance service may well present an opportunity to rekindle the spirit of unity which first gave rise to the alliance. I wholeheartedly approve of the Admiral's proposal. The necessary provision shall be made for a service here in Gridania. You have done the people of Eorzea a fine service this day, and I would not put you to further trouble. I shall see that my reply reaches the Admiral anon. You, meanwhile, are bound next for Udar, are you not? Please send the Flame General my regards. And if you would be so kind, I should appreciate it if you would inform him that a pet of mine has been ill-behaved of late. My wolf, to be precise. Needless to say, he must be brought to heel, and I would very much welcome the General's counsel on how this might be achieved. I thank you for coming. May the 12 see you safe to Uldar and beyond. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and speak to the airship landing, which since we grabbed all of the Aetherites here in Gridania, we can now do that. Okay. Let's go ahead and speak with the airship ticketer. Greetings, sir. This is the counter for passengers traveling to Eldar. Oh, are you not Robert Filuet, the Lominsian envoy? On behalf of all at High Wind Skies, may I say what an honor it is to serve you. Will you be flying with us today? Yes, proceed to landing area. Okay, I'm going to get onto the ship. There is the gangplank. Board the ship. All right. We are now here in Gridania. Let's talk to the, arrivals agent. Ah, you must be the envoy from Limsa Lominsa. Welcome to Eldar, sir. The Flame General awaits your arrival. Leave the landing area. Yes, of course. I wish to exit. Flame Honor Guard. Welcome to Eldar, sir. We have been expecting you. Flame General Raban will receive you in the fragrant chamber. Please take the lift down to the hustling strip and speak with Bartholomew at the Royal Promenade. Okie dokie. But like everything else, I will hit all the aetherites first, if you don't mind. I don't want to go up there. I want to do this. So I'm going to go to Ruby Road Exchange first. I'll get there in a little bit. And we will go ahead and start gathering aetherites. So as you come out, there's a shortcut into the local inn here. And this is where there's another innkeeper and all kinds of fun stuff over there. But first I am going to grab my aetherite. Alright, we now have aetherite access to the Adventurers Guild. There is a chocobo trainer here. We will talk to her. Ah, well met, traveler. Might I interest you in a chocobo porter? Ah, do not tell me. This is your first visit to this stop. I shall update my register with your name so that you may access this location in the future. And for right now, I don't want to do anything other than just register the chocobo. Alright, we're going to come up here to the major aetherite for the city-state. It's so quiet this morning after all the festivities of Valentino's Day. Not surprised. It's also pretty early in the morning when I record, so that I have less congestion in the cities, as well as a little bit better connection to everything. So this is the major one here. I'm now attuned, and I want to set as a favorite. There. Yes. Okay. So now it'll always be cheaper to travel to the main city, and then I can use a chocobo to travel around if I want to the outer edges of places. Alright, the next one is in front of the Thermatorge Guild. And that's one that I still haven't quite figured out a job, because they become the Black Mage, and I've never made it that far. So, definitely have to take a look at that. Okay. We'll attune to this one. There, Thermatorge Guild. So we'll go ahead, get that taken care of. Now let's go ahead and go back to the Adventurers Guild, because we're going to go around the other way and get the rest of our little Aetherites. So we're going to run down here into yeah, it's the Steps of Odar. We're in the market area now. So summoning bells and salespeople. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, we got 60 raisins. Okay, we're good. Just a little nibble here and there. We don't really need it at the moment because we'd end up wasting it. Okay, we are now at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. We're going to go up these steps here. We're going to run around the corner. And we're going to turn on our map so that we can see all of these, so I know how to get to everything. As you can see here, we're going to hit the Weavers Guild next. Okay, we're set there. Then we're going to hit the next one, which is the Miners Guild. So we'll travel over here. And this just makes it easier traveling around the city, the major city areas. Okay, next one is going to be the Guardians. Oh, the Goldsmith. Sorry, I fibbed. Goldsmith. Okay. Then we're going to come over here to the Gladiators, not Guardians. Gladiators. That's down the steps here. And Gladiators become Paladins, which I do like. I do like that for a tank. And for solo play too. Alright, we're going to go upstairs because there are some more. And also our mission objective is here. But first, sorry. Let's go ahead and get this one, which is the royal one. Okay, Chamber of Rule we now have, and we'll come back to that one in a minute. But let's go upstairs a little bit further and get the last one, which is the Alchemist. So all of these areas that we get are crafting or gathering locations. Mining, of course, is a gathering location, whereas the Alchemist is, of course, a crafting. And we use these in the game so that we could go ahead and supplement our health and build things and trade it on the open market. The market board is what they call that. Anyway, we have now gathered all of them, so now we have the Gate of Sultana, the Gate of Thal, and the airship landing now accessible to us as well. And it's just going to go through that. Anyway, eventually I will go ahead and get that. Oh, I need to go back to the Royal, there, Chamber Rule. And that would be the shortest way. Anyway, we do plan on doing some crafting later on down the road, but for the moment I'm going to go ahead and just try to level him as best we can. If we find ourselves running short on gil, we may start picking up the gathering so that we could just sell it on the market board. And here we go. There is Bartholomew. The Lominsan envoy, I presume. Would you be so good as to allow me to inspect the missive you bear, sir? My thanks. Of course, here you go. Ah, yes, the Admiral's seal. Please proceed.
Ah, a guest from Limsa. I thought I smelled stale ale. I won't hold it against you. If you're half the warrior Merlvib says, 'tis a wonder you don't reek of dead Sahagin. Welcome to the Sultanate of Ul'dah. I am Rauban al-Din, General of the Immortal Flames. But you did not come all this way to trade formalities.
Cartano. I remember bloody Cartano. Do you know what happened that day, adventurer, when we took the field against the Garleans? So many counterparts have so my counterparts have educated you. Canny's pet is giving her trouble, is it? Well, she should already know my mind on that subject. Wolves are beyond taming. 'Tis but a matter of time before they bare their teeth. So, I was with the Garleans 50 years ago. No sooner had they learned how to use Magitech than they began seizing territory from their neighbors. Led by then Legatus Solus Zos Galvus, okay, they swiftly brought the other nations of Isbren to heel. And so the Legatus became an emperor, and his republic an empire. An empire which then set its sights upon Eorzea. But the conquering empire is now an old man. Emperor is now an old man and 80 winters. His health is failing, and he has no clear survivor. Like as not, this is why the Garleans have been quiet of late. But that's a 10. The 14th Imperial Legion is still entrenched within our borders. And their commander, Legatus Gaius van Belsar, has long harbored an ambitions of conquest. Were he to strike now, I fear we would fall like so many others before us, and not only Uldar, but Gridania and Limsa Lominsa as well. For the calamity brought a lot of us to our knees, and we've yet to get up. We barely have the strength to stand against the beast tribes, never mind the primals they mean to summon. We are a realm divided, adventurer, an alliance in name only. But the wolf cares not for the plight of its prey. The Garleans stir, and the elder seed seal would not let it go unnoticed. All other concerns pale in comparison to the Empire, even the beast tribes and their bloody primals. We must stand united once more, that much is clear, and if we're to do so, we must remember the cause which last brought us together. Mulberry would have her memorial. We will honor the memory of the fallen. We will remind the people what their brothers and sisters fought and died for. Shall I inform the Sultana of the Syndicate? I will speak with her grace myself. Very good, sir. The Admiral will have my reply anon. My thanks to you, adventurer. Alright, it's completed. And I get a wind-up airship. How cute. Okay, you can now make use of the airship routes connecting the three nations. Before you may board an airship, you must pay the requested fare in Gil. Yes, I know that. It's kind of expensive. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's add our little ship. Okay. And now if you join me over here, please. You can see that I have my little pole there. I'm going to hit the randomizer on my minion. And now I have a little ship following me. Isn't that cute? Alright, so let's head back to Limsa Lominsa. And I also still need to speak to Kylie out in the field. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to just travel back. I'm not going to take the ship because I'm going to do the free return. And now you can see why we set a home base so that when we're out in the world traveling around, we still have a home base. And you can change it at any time. Okay. That was fun traveling across the world there. Let's go ahead and we're going to head out to, I think it's the Zephyr Gate. Yes. And we got to meet Kylie still and get that quest completed because we're almost 20 and we're missing one more mission. All right. She's right around the corner here, so let's go ahead and do a quickie jog. And we'll just keep running. You can see on the mini map up here, I've just highlighted tactical planning. And we'll go ahead and head over there. Of course, we have no more juice to run fast, but that's okay. We're good enough as is. And we're going to avoid this area. As you can see, we have the... we already did that one... what is it called? Fate, that's right. We've already done that fate before, and I don't want to join it. So we will just skip it for now. Anyway, here she is. She's been waiting for us terribly long. And we're going to talk to these guys. We're going to be dropped down to level 14, so I might lose power. But let's go ahead and continue on with this duty. I am Foreseer Kylie of Malieve's Gate. You are the You are to cease all transactions and surrender your goods for inspection. Nasty, sneaky peekers, goblin spit blander, nosy eyes on stabby iron. A predictable, aggressive response. Very well, Robert. Remember what we discussed. Stay focused. I remember that from a long time ago. And we will focus on one guy. Doing it. Staying focused. Got that one. Got him. There's more goblins coming. Get out of this. Short test. More goblins coming. It's okay. I can take care of them. Shields up. Thank you. Alright. Okay, anyone else? Nope, that's it. We've completed the duty. Alright, let's speak with Kylie again. Nicely done. Adaption. Improvisation. I must have been observing our beloved guildmaster himself in action. This was the perfect example of how the strategy for the given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your tactics, it is necessary to fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there is another question I would ask you. When it comes to improving your probable success of a strategy, do you consider it more effective to concentrate on playing to your strengths or shoring up your weaknesses? Let's say covering my weaknesses. Again, you respond as the guildmaster once did. I must revise the probability for your potential to attain greatness to 97%. You are one to keep an eye on, that much is certain. But to return to the subject of battle plans, your calculations must include an accurate assessment of your available techniques and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be critically aware of your own limits, the limits of your allies, and the characteristics of your enemy. I believe that covers everything for today. Please return to the guild and make your report to Mistress Thermogen. Until next we meet, I shall abide her until the yellow jackets arrive. Oh, here, until the yellow jackets arrive to take the peddlers into custody. My strategies will keep me company. Okay. We're going to go ahead and run up here and catch the chocobo back because we still have about 430 minutes. Yes, we're in a fate, but I don't have to join it because I don't sync, so I'll just let that be. We did that one in one of the previous episodes anyway. Okay. And we'll go ahead, head back to up here. Up to the farms, and we can catch a chocobo right up here. Yeah, it's probably the same distance just to run, but this way I can sell and repair anything I need to sell and repair. Oh, do I have anything to equip? No, I do not. Okay, just check in to make sure. Anything to sell? No repairs. Just make sure this way when we get access to glamours later on, I can go ahead and put it in there without worrying about it needing repair first. Well met, traveler. Might I interest you in a chocobo porter? Yes, of course. I want to go to Limsa Lominsa. That'll be 15 gil in about 1 minute. So we will go ahead and catch you on the other side as we run from Summerford Farms to Limsa Lominsa. Alright, we are back at the Zephyr Gate. We have finished our run, and we are going to go ahead and go into Limsa Lominsa. So let's run to the Aetherite and get into that system and head over to the Arcana skill, where we will be able to... Oh, hello everybody. Where we'll be able to turn in our quest and maybe get something new to wear. Although I don't know what. Maybe we'll get a new power. Okay, off we go. And there she is. Back from the field, Robert. Kylia contacted me with a summary of events. It seems you were treated to a lecture on knowing thyself. That particular lesson is ordinarily taught only by intermediate practitioners. Oh, taught to intermediate practitioners. Without a sufficient store of combat experience from which to draw, it is difficult to fully appreciate the profoundly, oops, almost said a bad word. Well, no, not really. Almost referred to a bad word. Profoundly of such a seemingly simple truth. Nevertheless, I feel confident that you will soon be ready for a more ambitious assignment. Keep to your studies and maintain the razor edge of your mind. One last thing, Robert. Considering the dedication you have shown towards our discipline, I have decided to permit you leave to explore the teachings offered by other guilds. I would suggest, however, that you first master the science of Arcanima. The strategic training you receive here will serve you well no matter the path you eventually choose to walk. Return to me when your reason tells you the time is right. You now have access to the Armory system. Quests to unlock the other classes can be undertaken by speaking to the receptionist in the corresponding guild. There exists myriad disciplines in Eorzea that adventurers can take up. For the most rewarding experiences, however, it is recommended that you first focus on mastering your current class. And we get something needs to wear. A hat, but we might not be able to put that on. There's gloves that don't do anything, and the shoes we can get gil. Well, sells for 4 gil, sells for 100 gil. Well, let's do the 100 gil. Alright, so gear sets are fun because now what'll happen is when I go up and try on something new, I can equip it, but then I can save the gear list. And we need to remove all of these, which I can do later. But we want to save over our summoner and get that. We can save it and or we can equip sets. So what I will do is update gear set. And now it's Arcanus 3. So I will eventually delete these out because they were copied over from another character. And once I gain access, I can go ahead and do that. But you can switch between all these. So you could load up the miners, the botanists. There's the weaver, which is one of the classes. There's the gladiator I was talking about. And then, of course, the scholar is the healer portion of this character, because you can level as either healer, the scholar, or as the summoner. Both will give you this. It'll keep it exactly the same levels. So let's go ahead and get to the next quest, and then we can go ahead and call it. So Topaz teaching. This is where we're going to be able to summon our Topaz and enhance our Aether charge. Okay. You seem tired, Robert. Are you sleeping properly? One's reasoning can suffer without sufficient rest and recuperation. Should you deem yourself fit for duty, pray make your way down to the practice floor. Forseer Kylia has requested you accompany her on another official inspection. There is, however, a requirement for your participation. The Forseer will explain the situation. Okay, we'll go speak with Kylia. Kylia. Names will evolve over time. It's a public notice. Okay, she's down here, and we will talk to her one more time. Hello. I was beginning to think I miscalculated, Robert. Thank you for coming. I will soon be boarding a trading vessel suspected of smuggling. All merchant ships that make use of Limsa Lominsa's ports are subject to inspection by Malieve's Gate assessors. It is a routine I perform daily. In the case of smugglers, however, there is a 75% probability of encountering resistance. Thus, I would appreciate your company during this assessment. It is now that we must discuss the requirements of which you were informed. Though I have full confidence in your material expertise, it is imperative that you first acquire the ability to summon Topaz Carbuncle. Such knowledge will be released to you contingent on your acceptance of this duty. Do you accept the duty? Well, of course. Very good. The arcane entity given form by the Topaz geometry will further expand your offensive capabilities. With such an ally at your command, even the harshest of enemies will falter before you. Indeed, we could not conduct these dangerous spot inspections without its support. Please return to Mistress Thornburg and inform her of your participation. I will join you once I have completed some final adjustments in my tactical formula. Okay. Let's go get that carbuncle. Carbuncle away. You have agreed to accompany the Foreseer? Then I shall gladly instruct you in the use of Topaz Carbuncle. Pray do not hesitate to employ this entity in combat should the inspection turn sour. Okay. Quest complete. Yay, I now have summoned Topaz. And I've leveled up. I'm level 20. Okay. So now I get to talk to her one more time. Over the rails. We'll go ahead and accept that. The mercenaries Gisfrin and Astrothlia are here to assist with the inspection. Both are old hands when it comes to escorting Kylia during her more dangerous duties. Well met, Robert. My spells are at your disposal. This wouldn't be the first time we've inspected trouble, but as long as we follow the Foreseer's tactics and keep a clear head, we'll come through just fine. The Morning Star is preparing to dock in Alport. We will meet our first challenge, however, before we even board the vessel. It is almost certainly that the merchant ship has hired a thug or two to accost us at the pier. I calculate the probability at 90%. The crew wish to avoid attacking us on deck, you see, as that would all but trumpet their criminal intentions to the world at large. Now, once we do manage to clear the rails, we will face a deck crowded with armed sailors. For a small party such as ours, the most effective strategy will be to encapsulate individual foes as swiftly as possible. Encapsulate, I guess that's the word. Each opponent we down, is one less weapon raised against us. It is imperative that we do not allow ourselves to become tangled in multiple drawn-out skirmishes lest we be overwhelmed. I call this stratagem hammerfall. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation into the desired reality. Keep those words in mind, Robert. It is time we depart. Let us regroup before the main gates of Alport. Okay. All right. Well, we'll do that in the next episode. And we'll go ahead and also get our call to sea from... we had to go and get it back there in Ildar. Oh well, we'll grab that on the next go around. But we will complete this task first and foremost. So, I'd just like to say thank you for joining me in this installment of Bunny Boy Bob's Big Adventures in Eorzea, reaching level 20. Yay! All right, well have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next go around. Thanks.